Welcome to Geeks Corner. I'm Mr. Daps.
I'm Katie.
And we're so excited that you're here for the last Geekmas episode before the actual Geeksmas.
I thought I was finding out something live on air with all of you.
No, you weren't.
I was scared.
Surprise! No, it's the last
This is
Geekmas
just the last
of the year.
Geekmas.
Yes.
This is the last Geeks Corner. Just kidding. Please don't go away.
No, it's not. But nice. That's good. What should people do, Katie?
You should go to geekscorner.live and go in the chat. Fun fact, this is the eggnog latte candle from last week that I got Mr. Daps as a Geekmas present, if you may remember.
Yes.
Does not smell like an eggnog latte.
That is also true.
It smells like eggnog.
It's okay, though.
Which is great. Eggnog is a great smell. And very interesting to see how it translates in like candle form when you burn it. But why call it an eggnog latte? You could have just called it an eggnog candle, you know? Because there's no coffee scent in here.
And it's going to bug you.
I just wanted to talk about that. Anyway, thanks for listening.
That was good. That was very good. All right. We have a new tradition here this year because last year the tree thing just did not work.
And that was really embarrassing.
So we decided not to do it again.
Yeah.
But we are doing an ornament of the week. And if you look closely on the tree, you'll see we've added a couple of ornaments that showed up last week on the official Geekmas episode.
Yeah.
And we are going to add another one tonight as Katie rearranges the set.
Miss Piggy was not in the shot.
Oh, okay. I was like, I don't know what's going on. This is very
important.
Okay. That is true. So do you want to show off this ornament that has never been on the tree before because it's been sitting on a shelf?
I have some ground rules though, and everybody in the chat has to agree to them, okay? I'm wearing the same pants that I was wearing earlier, and I was wearing a different sweater. It really matched the sweater I was wearing. It does not match the sweater I'm currently wearing.
Okay.
Thankfully, you can't see my feet because it's a nightmare of an outfit. My neighbors saw me taking out trash earlier, and I think they were like, oh, we feel bad for her. Should we give her money for Christmas? So just don't, when I stand up, don't comment on my outfit. Okay? Are we in agreement? We're in agreement.
You know what you could have done?
What?
You could have just rolled your chair.
No, but I always stand up and I show them.
Oh, that
through
part.
the blurry.
You're right. Go ahead and do that.
That's part of the tradition.
So what is
Karen.
this? What is this ornament that is the ornament of the week, Katie?
This ornament, the ornament of the week. Walt Disney World 50th, baby.
What's it say on the back?
Oh, I didn't look. The world's most magical celebration.
That's magical.
That's amazing, because I don't know how to read. So.
Yes. So I purchased this over a year ago, and it's been sitting on a shelf with a mug that I haven't used in a year also. And
we're really good at buying things and then not using them.
So Katie's going to carefully put this up because we don't have a hook for it because we ran out of hooks.
Yeah, it's fine.
And I'm just going to whistle it this year, or this week.
This year? I don't... Here?
Sure.
The thing with these, you just got to put them back further.
Yeah.
It's fine.
If it has a hook, it works better, though.
Yeah, it's fine.
I also like hooks because they're easier to take off the tree, too, when you're putting stuff away.
Yeah, I get that.
A lot. All right, there is our Christmas ornament of the week, Geekmas ornament of the week. Excuse me.
Wow, man didn't know his own branding.
We'll have a close-up of that on our Patreon later, and probably of a couple other things, too. We did do pictures last week, so we might have more later tonight on Patreon as well. All right, let's hop into things. A week and a half ago, we're covering a little bit more because last week was Geekmas episode, which means really no topical content. And we went to light up the season at D23 at the Walt Disney Studios. Yes. And I thought it was worth revisiting that. And now that you've had time to think about it and digest that evening, what was your favorite part or parts of this?
Easy. Do you know what I'm going to say?
No.
Really? It hasn't changed.
Go ahead.
Legends Plaza.
Okay.
I have never been to Walt Disney Studios at all. So it was a very special thing for me. There's also this really interesting family connection where my great-grandmother owned a house that was that same freeway exit as Walt Disney Studios. So as a kid, every time I went to visit my great grandma, I would like stare at Walt Disney Studios and I'd be like, I'm so close, but so far away. And so getting to actually be inside of it was really cool. But I spent, I'm not kidding, 30 or 45 minutes walking around Legends Plaza, just like staring at everything. And then I cried at Carrie Fisher's, which made me really sad. But also, because I want to talk about this, Carrie Fisher, Mark Hamill, who signed his legend plaque hands thing as Luke Hamill, and George Lucas are all in the same thing, and there's an open space. I feel like they're setting it up for Harrison Ford, and I feel like Harrison Ford should have a Disney legend with Indiana Jones and Star Wars and all these things that he's done.
And is going to be doing. Entering the MCU. Yeah.
So, yeah. But no, honestly, walking just the grounds of Walt Disney Studios was an absolute highlight for me. I was a major tourist and I went and I asked specifically to go see the Starbucks. Yeah, because that's what I care about. Is I'm like, Disney and Starbucks? Because if I haven't said it on the show before, Disney people know me as the Starbucks person. Starbucks people know me as the Disney person. Mm-hmm. Those are the only two things I do.
Very cool.
I was very, very excited about it. Also, getting to see the theater was very fun and very warm. And I would love to go see it another day when it's not all Christmassy, just to get to explore the actual studio part of it more. But yeah, I had a great time. It was so fun.
Very good. My favorite was the cast choir.
Oh my God, they were good.
Yeah, that was, I think they were actually officially called Melody 23, which is clever. and so we got to see one of their sets. I probably could have spent the entire night watching all of their sets in hindsight if I'd have known it was...
They were phenomenal.
If I'd have known how to find them, that actually would have been good because they moved around different spots on the studio lot through the course of the night. And we saw them right as we were walking in, but we were trying to see Goofy too, so we missed. And I think that might have been the only set they did handbells also, but it was really cool to see them performing in the studios. And
in front of Starbucks.
That's true. They were in front of Starbucks, which was probably one of the better places because they were a little bit protected there and the light was good.
Well, and there was a bit of like acoustics going on because they were in this, not enclosure.
It was in the overhang.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was in the entrance, so you could do that. And Legends Plaza is always fun, and Holiday Harmony and Mostly Kosher were there, and they were very cool to see. The snow was fun. Like, it's just fun being there. I think you don't even have to do anything, and seeing all the people that we know there also was a lot of fun.
That was really fun.
Yep. Another thing that was fun was on Sunday. It was the first night of Hanukkah, and we got to see the LA Schleppers Klezmer Band. I'm not even going to try to say it like he did.
They were so fun.
They were so fun, and it was a rather frigid evening by Southern California standards. Actually, it was low 50s, though.
But I will stand by this. Southern California cold feels different than other cold. I will stand by this because where did we go right before the pandemic? Went to Dallas, Texas, where it was like 25 degrees.
And it was comfortable.
And it was fine. Like, I had layers on, but I wasn't...
I had the same stuff I'd wear, like, on Sunday.
Agreed. Like, I
probably had less on than I had on Sunday.
I think the only thing is that I was wearing rain boots because it was raining in Dallas.
Yeah.
But other than that, like, it was this thing where I was like, wait, I feel like I should be colder. California cold is different. But yes, it was freezing on
Anyway,
Sunday.
the band was a lot of fun. It was a cold night, and they were playing traditional music, and I don't know half of what it was, or I would love to know more about the history and the songs and what they meant. But what I do know is the guy that was leading it was definitely really into it.
Passionate.
Like, he was all on board with this, and he was having a blast. And I think we might have been the only group that stopped for that set. So he was happy that we were happy.
It was their last set of the night.
Yeah, it was, and they went late.
Yeah,
it supposedly started at 9:30, but we didn't get done till 10:15, I think.
Yeah.
So I'm betting we caught them right as they were beginning at like 9:40, because I think our video is just under a half an hour. And so they were just a blast, and like their personalities were awesome. The music was great.
The energy is just phenomenal.
Yeah.
And I get very, very excited about Hanukkah representation in the parks. I have members of my family that celebrate Hanukkah. And so I always just get really excited, and I kind of want to share these things with them. I mean, Mr. Daps can attest, the other day in my Starbucks, there was this song that played, and I made him take out his headphones to listen to it because it was Puppy for Hanukkah by David Diggs. I was just happy that there was a Hanukkah song on the playlist. And anytime it's really fun is a bonus for me.
Mm-hmm. Is that really a Hanukkah song?
I don't know, but it was Puppy for Hanukkah.
Okay.
Is that how he wants a puppy for Hanukkah?
Okay.
It was not a Christmas song, so I was very excited. But genuinely, their energy was so phenomenal. I have to say their fiddler player is insanely talented. I could have just sat and like watched her, but
They all were.
They were genuinely amazing.
It was a cool group, because there's a marimba, there was a trumpet
Sousaphone.
player, there's a sousaphone, there's a violin, and a accordion.
An accordion.
And it was a very fun sounding
It's just happy sounding.
group. Yeah.
Like, that was the thing was, we were down, gosh, I want to say we were down by Lego, or maybe even farther. And Mr. Daps just goes, "There's a tuba!" And then we just got closer, and we kept seeing more. We were like, and there's an accordion, and there's a xylophone. Like, we were just so excited. I think they were the perfect choice to kick off the first night of Hanukkah. I'm a little bummed that they won't be back until January 8th.
And that was their second time playing, I saw.
Yeah.
They do have an Instagram. There's not a lot there yet, but I'm really curious how they were found.
I don't know, but I love it.
Because I spent a good half an hour searching for them on the internet, and all I could find was
A moving company in Los Angeles.
a lot of that and the Instagram, thankfully. But yeah, it made it very interesting. But totally worth checking out. They'll be back on January 8th in downtown Disney, so check them out then. You won't regret it. Let's move over to Walt Disney World now, where there's a new rule, and the rule is courtesy.
Which is sad that it needs to be a rule, but I'm glad it is one.
Okay, keep going.
Unfortunately, having been on kind of both sides, I've seen a lot of non-courteousness from, honestly, both sides. But I think that the world is just better when there's kindness.
Yes.
In general.
Yes.
And that's why I'm saying it's disappointing to see it being made a rule. Like, oh no, you have to follow this rule. You have to be kind. But I think that anything that brings more kindness into the world is a good thing.
I don't think it changes anything.
I don't think so either.
I think the rule is literally putting down something that already exists and making it a little bit more transparent, I guess you could say, because I think this completely comes from all of the fights we've seen especially at Walt Disney World in the last year and a half, 2 years. And I think there was even one earlier, like the last week or two, that I saw somewhere. And
I saw a fight at D23 Expo.
Yeah, they're everywhere. But I think this is a way that they can be like, hey, you're out, and not have to worry about a potential lawsuit.
And then point to the letter of the law.
Yep. And that's the unfortunate truth, I think, of that. But I do agree, courtesy counts, and it makes things a whole lot better. And it's a good practice to be courteous and try to make other people smile. Yeah. I think it makes for a better Disney day on both counts, like from guests and from cast members. And even as guests, if we add to it, I think that helps a lot as well.
It's always been something I've said. I've worked in retail for almost 10 years. And every time I've oftentimes had guests go, gosh, you're so happy, or you're so this. And I go, well, it doesn't make anyone's day better if I'm grumpy or if I'm mean. And I go, and it really doesn't take a whole lot of energy for me to just be kind and be happy. And I think that's something that the world needs more of. Sometimes it's a little bit easier for just to share kindness.
Yep. I agree. And hopefully it makes things a little bit better, and hopefully there's fewer fights. And even better, it would people just be happier. Like, I think in general, if cast members are happier, then guests are happier. If guests are happier, then cast members are happy. And I feel like more times than not, when I have this conversation with a group of people, at some point the finger pointing starts, and I'm like, I don't actually care. Like, at the end of the day, you choose what you're going to react to and how you're going to interact with people. And so why don't you start the kindness and let other people catch up? Because if you keep waiting for somebody else to do it, then you're going to be waiting for that train for a very long time. Because you just need, and then it's going to build momentum too. Like, if you start the kindness and then the person next to you does, and it's actually like what we're going to talk about next for the song that got cut.
It's stuck in my head.
Good. Because we're going to talk about Spirited, which has a cut song called Ripple. And the whole song is about if you do just one thing with one person to make it a little bit better, it'll multiply and ripple out, which is actually a leadership principle I've used for years also now, which is probably why I'm connecting with it. But before we move on to Spirited, I do think courtesy and kindness is like the ripple effect. And you can start small and build it up bigger, and then see what happens, and that's pretty fun. All right, moving right along, Apple TV Plus has a new movie with Ryan Reynolds and Will Ferrell and
Octavia
Spencer. I was going to get there. And it is called Spirited. It's a retelling of A Christmas Carol in a modern way, I guess. It's a modern retelling of it,
and
with
it's also,
a few tweaks.
I was going to say, there's a few tweaks.
Yeah. And we both have seen it now.
They are calling it A Christmas Carol from the point of view of the ghosts, is what they are saying.
Interesting. Okay.
Because I was reading the Apple TV description.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, I'm glad I didn't read that, because that changes my perspective on things a little bit. But it's a modern day version of A Christmas Carol from the perspective of the ghosts. What did you think of it, Katie?
I loved it, and I was not expecting. Christmas is a difficult time of year for me because I work retail. And I think the longer I've worked in retail, the more I associate Christmas with just being a very difficult time of year. And so it's kind of hard for me. No, I get enough of that in other places.
That was funny, though.
You're so funny. So sometimes it's hard for me to like sit down and consume more Christmas media,
Yes.
or more Christmas music, or what have you.
But I gave you homework.
So I put this off for a little bit.
And you thought I'd stop asking, didn't you?
Yeah.
I was like, have you watched it yet? No, I'm going to. Now you're glad you did, right?
I actually am. I also had a second moment when I put it on, I saw that it was a 2-hour-long movie, and I was like, oh no, I don't have the attention span for this. So I did watch it in 2 parts. But it is phenomenal. I love Ryan Reynolds so much. I
didn't know he could sing.
Neither did I.
That was pretty cool.
This man,
and I didn't know Will Ferrell was that good of a singer either.
I didn't know that any of these people could sing.
Like,
I did not know
them.
that any of these people could sing. I mean, what can't Ryan Reynolds do? He owns a football club. He owns a cell phone company. He owns
movies.
He owns movies.
Well, he makes them. Yeah.
He owns a aviation gin.
Yeah, I think so too. Mm-hmm.
Like, what can't this man do? But no, the music is done by Pasek and Paul, who did Greatest Showman, who did Dear Evan Hansen. I feel like they did something else I'm missing. I can't remember what I'm missing.
A lot of good stuff.
Bring back movie intermissions, Taryn. I 100% agree with you, because I would like one. It's like how Hamilton, the movie, had an intermission. But no, seriously.
Maybe they need that for Avatar.
I think that more people would see Avatar.
I do too. I don't want to get off the Spirited thing, but I do think if Avatar had an intermission, I'd be like, oh, I'll go right now. Like
a solid 15-minute intermission. You can get more snacks. You can
apparently
go to
he sold the gin.
Oh, but it's good.
Maybe that's how he bought the soccer team.
So, football club.
I'm going to be American now. Midwest.
I'm sorry that the World Cup is over, sir, but
it is.
Wrexham is a football club. Anyway, and I love them. Mm-hmm. He's very sick of this conversation. No, it's genuinely such a good movie. it's very predictable, but to me there's comfort in predictability.
There's a couple moments that you're like, oh, that's a good take.
Yeah, but I think that it's a movie that you have figured out in the first 15 minutes, and that's okay, because it's still incredibly enjoyable. The ride that they take you on is so fun, and the music is so good, and yeah.
And the stories are good. Like, I like that every character ends up somewhere different than where they started.
It's a good arc for all the characters.
Which is really kind of a rare thing, because I feel like quite often they'll pick a couple that actually get to go somewhere, and then you'll have the supporting roles that kind of just carry along, and they don't necessarily stay, but they say that same supporting role. But even like from ghosts to family members to, you know, maybe the brother doesn't really change if I'm going through everything. But even then, no, I think that's actually part of the gag, is he doesn't change.
Yeah.
Because he can't ice skate either through the whole thing.
We do this once a year.
But no, I think there's nice that they created arcs for everybody, and they all go somewhere. And so whichever character you connect with, they went somewhere, as opposed to just being static through the whole thing.
It's also a really fun movie to watch if you've watched anything on Apple TV Plus, because most of these people have been involved in other Apple TV Plus projects. Like, Will Ferrell did Shrink Next Door. One of the ghosts was in Severance. The sister was in Ted Lasso. Like, they kind of brought back a lot of the same people.
It's interesting, because
really
now
fun.
that you mention that, they're kind of creating an old school studio system in that regard.
It's really fun.
Yeah.
And I really enjoy it.
Songs are really fun too.
Songs are so good.
Favorite top 3 songs? Let's do that.
Okay.
That'll be nice. In order, though.
Good Afternoon is number 1.
Okay.
For sure.
Okay.
The curtain call song. Is it Feels Like Christmas Morning or something?
Christmas
Feeling.
Something like that, yeah.
That is number 2. And then the cut song, Ripple.
I really like the Ripple song.
What's your top 3?
I think I would go...
This is the first time, mind you. Mr. Daps usually only asks questions that he has answers to prepared. This is the first time in Geeks Corner history that I have answered a question that Mr. Daps asked faster than he did.
Well, you had opinions on this, and I kind of liked most of them. So I'm going to say Ripple, then the Christmas Feeling, and then I liked the one that she sings and they sing together.
Oh, View from Up Here?
Yeah, the View from Up Here I liked too, because it's got a nice piano lick. And I was like, that's kind of a fun.
It's very ballady.
Yeah, I mean, it's very
it's
formulaic.
The I Want song. Yeah.
It's the formulaic I Want song.
Yeah, which is fine.
Yeah.
Again.
And honestly, all the songs are formulaic, and that's why they're stuck in your head.
It's true.
Yeah.
And this is what's really funny.
But we want to hear from you guys, as she says what's funny, what your favorite songs from this are as well. Keep going.
I walked out of Mary Poppins Returns, and it's still, gosh, 4 years, 5 years later. The cover is not the book. It's still my favorite song out of Mary Poppins Returns. It is the same thing for Good Afternoon, because it has that same,
feels very similar.
Feel.
Which I think is why it's not my favorite, is because it was too similar to
I love it.
Cover is Not a Book.
I just love that feel, and I love, it's just great. So anyway, Pasek and Paul, fantastic work on this.
I also liked how they kept it within a budget. So there's moments through the film as you're watching too, where they did some really powerful things that I don't think cost a lot. Like there's a scene where they all have, like the dancers have flashlights and they're just in a big black box room. Like there's a lot of big black box rooms scenes. And I was very impressed. Like they did old school choreography with that. And it was just kind of some traditional movie techniques that they used to make some of these things work. And as opposed to making these huge elaborate sets for every little scene, there are the huge elaborate sets. And then there's also these things that it's kind of just ethereal, whatever. And I think that was a really good choice, just from a movie making standpoint, and then kind of fun to watch.
The flashlights. Here's a deep cut for you that you actually probably don't know about me. My junior year in show choir, we opened our set with flashlights. It was complete stage blackout, and we all at the same time turned our flashlights on. This is a deep cut for just my mom, because nobody else saw my show choir set from junior year. But that's what it reminded me of.
Cool.
Anyway, really glad that
If you haven't seen it yet, go and see it.
if you haven't seen my show choir set, go look it up on YouTube.
Or just Spirited. But do you really want people looking you up on? Yeah.
Only my senior year show choir sets on YouTube.
Lucky you. None of mine are. There was no YouTube back then.
Noah and I watched solely Jim Henson Christmas specials for 24 hours.
That's a good choice. That's a very good choice as well.
That's actually really funny. We just had this discussion the other day that there's like
43.
43 Muppets Christmas specials, which I only thought there was like 5.
I was working on an article that got overwhelming because I just decided 43 was too much.
I was over here like, oh, it's Emmett Otter Jug Band Christmas, it's Muppet Christmas Carol, it's Muppet's Letters to Santa. I was like, what else is there? And he goes, oh, there's 40 more after that.
Yeah.
I got a little scared.
It was a lot. Unfortunately, I might still try to pull something together with it, but I'm betting not, just because that's a lot to go through. All right. We got a new look at the new Doctor, the 15th Doctor, and his companion. Yeah, 43.
43.
Yeah. What do you think of the new Doctor and companion?
I'm just always excited about new Doctor Who. Have I watched it in 10 years? No. But I'm always excited about more Doctor Who.
We're trying, like, you know.
Because I like sci-fi and I like fantasy and I like all those things.
Okay.
I mean, today I was watching an interview with Billie Piper because she apparently still talks about Doctor Who.
Oh, all the time.
She's been off of it for
Probably around that.
probably around 10 years. Or 12? Gosh, a very long time. But no, I'm very excited.
What'd you think of their outfits, though?
I like them. I don't know. I haven't watched Doctor Who since the 10th Doctor.
You don't have to watch it. Just look at their outfits. So he's wearing a brown suit with a long top coat, which I think is really cool.
I don't like the orange.
It's plaid, but it's a sweater.
It's an orange sweater?
Yeah.
I still don't like this.
I think it's fascinating. Like,
I would prefer it to be like an earth tone.
I think it makes him iconic.
Yeah.
Like, I think it works. If you watch, there's a video you can see where you can see he's got certain rings that I'm sure are going to end up being important of something.
Rings of power.
And I think he has a necklace or something. And then the new companion is somebody named Ruby Sunday. And I think she has a fun, unique, quirky look also.
She looks like Tumblr 2014.
And I want to know what her backstory is. I think that's going to be fun
She was on
as
Tumblr
well.
in 2014.
Okay, there you go.
That's her backstory. I just wrote it.
But she's also wearing a sweater and a jacket on top.
Honestly, vibes.
But I do love, like, it's a suit coat that's a long suit coat. Like, I think that's super cool.
I think you should get one.
Yeah. I think we're going to have to get one made, though. I don't think you can buy stuff like that.
I think we should go find one.
We should find a person that can make them.
I think that we should just get a tailor.
That's what we need, is a tailor that would make our own version. It'd be really cool, or just an artist that could make, what would Mr. Daps look like as Doctor Who? What would Katie look like as the companion?
First of all, I'm not the companion. I am the Doctor.
Okay, then we each can be our own versions of the Doctor. Either way.
I'm not a companion.
You could be. But yeah, there's definitely some shades of the 10th Doctor there, and I'm intrigued. I don't know what I think about his mustache.
I like it.
Good. There you go. Well, I like his suit and sweater, so we're balancing it out. Yeah, I think that's one of the most fun parts about Doctor Who is every Doctor has their own iconic
flair.
Yeah, stylistic flair, and I think that's just
for
something.
10, it was Chuck's.
Well, and a suit.
It was Chuck's.
Didn't he also wear the brown suit all the time? Because that's what Steve wears.
Yeah,
everywhere.
I just always think of 10's Chuck's.
Yeah. But no, there's so many fun, iconic things to check out with the Doctor, and I have to wait a whole year to be able to see how this actually plays out. And
but it'll be on Disney Plus.
Yes, that will be good. So I just need to finish up the rest of them on HBO Max and get rid of it. Because
I hate HBO Max.
I already finished West Wing, so we're good there.
Oh, you finished West Wing, as if you have not finished it before.
Yeah, but this most recent time, I finished it. Just a couple weeks ago.
See, I can't get rid of HBO Max yet. One, because I'm not the person that pays for HBO Max. Two,
good call.
Well, it's part of our cable subscription. Two, Last of Us drops in January. I will be watching The Last of Us in January because that was one of my favorite video games.
There you go.
It's a really good game.
There you go.
You would hate it because it's zombies. You don't like zombies.
I don't care. I like shooting them.
I love zombies.
I like to shoot them. That was my favorite thing in Not Scary Farm.
I
All right,
know.
finally, we have 5 ideas for magic key holders when they're blocked out at the Disneyland Resort, which is the next, 10 days?
12.
12 days
12 days of Christmas.
12 days
My true love
of-
gave to me.
of not...
Blockout.
Yes.
Welcome to Geeks Corner Plus.
Yes, we are in Geeks Corner Plus, and you can check those out. But I think one of the highlight ones, we'll each pick a favorite. My favorite is Palm Springs Air Museum, going and seeing Walt's plane. Which one would you pick?
That's a great question. What's
You don't
on the
remember what I
list?
wrote, did you?
Sure don't.
You literally helped me make the list an hour ago, and
I'm tired. Leave me alone. I literally helped come up with these. Oh, Warner Brothers Studio Tour. I've
There
never
you
done
go.
it, but I think it'd be rather fun.
it is fun. I
Oh
think.
yes, I'm sure.
Yes, it is.
I would really like to do that. I would prefer the Universal Studios Backlot Tour, but that is expensive.
Well, and I was trying to stick away from other theme parks.
Yeah, okay.
Because otherwise we could have just done Legoland, SeaWorld, Knott's Berry Farm, and Universal. And then we need one more.
And Adventure City.
And Adventure City.
That's
There's
an
5.
amusement park, not a theme park.
Yes. There
I worked there.
you go.
We should go to Adventure City. Taryn, let's go.
Maybe we should get a group sometime.
We'll go together.
A group effort, a group tour to Warner Brothers.
You, me, Taryn, Noah.
And whoever else wants to go too.
Other people can also come.
Yes.
I was just inviting Taryn and Noah.
Yes.
I was just creating a group and making people hang out with us.
There you go. That works too. All right, it is Geeks Corner Plus. If you have any questions, comments, whatever, now is the time to tell them to us. While you throw them in there, we are going to see if we're any better at this than we were last week on the Geekmas episode.
Probably not.
I'm not super optimistic about this, but you never know. All right, open it up, Katie. I hope somebody's screenshotting all of this.
It looks like I'm wearing a cool hat.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very cool.
Okay, you go first.
Much like
I'll close my eyes.
bow ties.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, no, don't close your eyes yet. I have to pick a category.
Oh, okay. Oh, Van Eaton Gallery. Good call. You should go put that on the article. No. And we should have a DAPS watch of Christmas Carol, Muppet Christmas Carol. We'll try to figure that out. It might be after Christmas though. All right, you want me to close my eyes? Or did you already do it?
There you go.
Okay.
Friend towards you, enemy towards me.
Okay.
Cats. Not the musical, the animal. Check.
Sure.
You're allergic to them.
So I still like them. I just don't want one.
We're so bad at this on camera, guys.
This is funny. All right, so now I go like this. And I see where it is. Okay, got it. Mm-hmm. Where was it again? Oh, there we go.
I'm in the shame box.
Underrated thing towards me.
Okay.
Overrated thing to do towards you.
Okay. Okay.
This one's hard.
Yes, you can pick a different category if you'd like.
What other
Or you
category is there?
You could flip on the back.
I didn't like the other side.
Or you could just pick a different card.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I'll do that.
We're gonna.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
You may not get this one, but I think it's funny.
Oh no.
Smelly in a good way, your direction. Smelly in a bad way, my direction.
Okay.
Pike Place Coffee.
Wait, I'm good, you're bad?
Yeah, you're good. I'm bad. I think you're going to get it wrong, but we'll see.
Really?
Yeah.
It smells pretty good. It tastes bad.
It's smelly in a good way towards you, smelly in a bad way towards me.
And we're just gonna go for it. Oh!
I was close, right?
Oh!
I think that was a good.
That was good.
My contribution is SeaWorld. Isn't worth the money, but I can get you a personalized meet and greet with my friend. Oh, that's pretty cool.
Klondike the Beluga? I don't know who that is, but I want to meet them.
DCA California letters, also a good choice.
I still haven't been.
Yep, that's on the list.
Honestly, just after I drove the other day, I don't think I want to drive for a while.
That's fair. That's fair.
Do you want to do one more?
One more.
We're going to do one.
Okay.
Well, like, I do one more, you do one more.
Yeah, I figured.
You know what I mean?
Yep. Knock yourself out.
Okay. Are you just whistling the... This is how I get around it, though, is I just face it
Oh,
towards...
so then I don't have to worry about it. Okay, I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
80s towards you.
Oh my.
90s towards me.
Okay.
Grunge.
80s is towards me. Okay. Did you break it? Oh, I was on. Finally. Finally.
Much like Babu Frick would say, hey, hey. I go into the box of shame now. I'm in the box of shame. The acoustics are good in here.
Okay. Optional towards me. Mandatory towards you.
Okay.
Washing your hands when leaving the restroom.
Mandatory towards me.
I thought it was further down. I was like, oh, it's all the way over. Never mind.
Well,
Oh, well, we tried. Anyway, Katie, we're running out of time. What should people do?
go to dapsmagic.com. Check out all the Disney and geek news as it happens. Find a place to wash your hands after you use the bathroom, please.
Please
That's
always do that.
really gross if you
And don't take your coffee cups into the restroom or any other drinks. Just saying.
Yeah,
Traumatizes me every time.
It's really gross. I don't
is.
like when people do that.
Also, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Check out our Patreon. We do have more things going up, and we'll have more time this week to put more things up, so we'll keep doing that. But that is all the time we have for you this week, so we will see you around the corner.
Bye.
Merry Geekmas.